Let's talk about better ball striking, because there are a couple of things that you can do to improve your ball striking without even needing to change your swing or even work on your swing. Now, fundamentally, to become a really good ball striker, you need to do two things. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is you need to be able to shift your weight towards your lead side. And by doing that, you see, what it does is it takes from your setup position and it moves what is known as our low point, which is basically the contact point ahead of the ball, okay? And we need to shift the weight towards the lead side. The second thing, okay, that you need to be able to do is you need to be able to keep your arms relatively straight, okay? So if you are somebody who sort of swings back and your arms end up bending too much, then what will happen is your arms will get stuck here and then you'll end up scooping at the golf ball. And again, you don't want that. We want those arms to stay straight, or as straight as we can, coming in towards the downswing, and then ideally you want to maintain good width throughout the swing. So what can you do, okay, to improve your posture position? Well, the first one, and this is worth checking, okay, because a lot of golfers that get surprised that come to visit through the door for lessons are surprised on the width of stance, okay? So what needs to happen in the golf swing is your pelvis needs to move from the right to the left, okay? Now how it does that, whether it kind of moves to the right, to the middle, to the left, from the right to the left, that doesn't matter. But the point is there needs to be some sort of movement, and particularly towards the left. Now, it can only move to the left if it has something to turn into. So your pelvis has to turn into your leg, okay, as I'm demonstrating now, and it can only turn into your leg and not over your leg if it's wide enough. So you need to make sure, if you were to draw a line vertically through either ankle, that it lies on the hip, okay, like so, and that will feel much, much wider than where you currently are. And by having that slightly wider stance, that will be the first thing that you'll find it's so much easier now to keep that lead leg bent and actually turn in towards that leg, okay? So that's the first thing that way to do. Now, the second thing that way to do is going to lie very much in your distance from the golf ball, and this is going to help you keep your arms straight, okay? Because a lot of golfers get confused in the setup position. Where should they be? Bend your knees, stand up like this, arms pretty straight. No, we don't want to be standing like that. What I want you to do is I want you to imagine for a moment that the golf club is like a heavy bar at the gym, okay? So you stand up nice and straight, and then you're basically just going to let the weight of the golf club pull you down and over the golf ball. So that when you create that nice bend of the hip, you want to then balance that by feeling like you're standing taller, okay? So you want to feel like you're standing taller, your arms are sort of straightening and being pushed downwards, and that is the correct posture position, because that means that your arms then are relatively straight and comfortably straight in that setup position. How you stand is going to influence how the club sits on the floor. So a lot of golfers end up sort of getting the toe sticking quite high in the air in that postural position. And again, this isn't going to help you get that good quality contact. So by kind of getting that feeling of standing sort of taller, okay, like so, and arms a little bit straighter and a nice bend of the hip. You see the way the club shaft is kind of running through my belt line, if not just slightly above it. And I see golfers that really struggle with ball striking that are down here, and then this means that they need to lift up in the backswing position. So if you can get a wider stance, that's going to help you shift your weight without thinking about it so much. If you can get that feeling of standing kind of taller to the ball but still maintaining a good bend of the hip, then you're going to be able to keep your arms straight, and that's going to get the club sitting correctly on the floor. I'll see you soon.